What's going on, fam? It's your boy Sydney from thenakedgardeners.com. So in today's video, we're going to talk about hardening off. This is one of the steps that is most important if you're starting your seeds indoors or getting some starts from the nurseries. Most of the time the starts that you get from the nurseries already been hardened off. So this is basically if you're starting your seeds indoors and you're ready to transplant your seedlings out into the garden, but you want to harden your plants off, because what you can do is if you take your plants that you started from seed and they got their first true leaves on them, and if you're trying to transplant them out into your garden, you have a high risk of having your seedlings get a what they call transplant shock. And what you would like to do, or what you should be doing, is harden off your seedlings so that way you can have your seedlings get adjusted to the outside environment, because so far they've been indoors and they've been in a controlled environment where the temperature stays at its regular temperature, whatever you have your house set at. There's no airflow, there's no cool or high lows or temperatures. So what we used to do starting our seeds indoors, once the seedlings get their first true leaves, we would have to do a long process of taking your trays outdoors and put it out there for about an hour. The next day you will bring it outdoors for about 2 hours, and you keep on doing that, increasing the hours up to for about 5 to 7 days. Normally we would have to do this every day for the 7 days, bringing them indoors, outdoors, bringing them back outdoors, back indoors for 7 days, as we increase the time from there. Now there's another way, and it's an easier and faster way, but you have to check your 10-day forecast. What it is once you have an overcast, you can have your seedlings outdoors, and you could do it for anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. Then the following day do it for another additional let's say 6 to 8 hours. Luckily we have this overhang right here that we can have our plants into. Plus it was a nice little cloudy day, so now we're ready to transplant these out into the garden, and that will reduce the chances of your seedlings to get transplant shocked. Now before we get our seedlings, we need to make sure our beds is nice and suited to be ready to accept these seedlings. So let's go take a look. Transplanted a few things into this bed, and once they was hardened off, they did very well, but we had, it looks like some army worms or some pests. Oh, that looks like aphid. Oh no, just dirt. So something has been attacking them. But I still have some more plants I'm going to put in here. We have some lettuce, some mustard, giant red mustards, and maybe some kale varieties. I had tried to start some carrots. Carrots have always been a nemesis into my growing ritual here. Every now and then we'll grow a successful batch of carrots, but we're not consistent with it. I tried to have like this plastic over it while I had germinated with some of this cardboard over it, but then I guess the ants decided to take upon it before it even grew. So I came out here to check on it, and it was nothing but big ant piles. So I was like, oh man. So we have a lot of plants that we need to plant in this bed. In this bed right here, I got to take out those basil. I'm not gonna take them out and just get rid of them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to transplant those into another pot, so that way I can make more room for what we're going to be growing out for the fall season. With this pepper, I think I'm going to up pot this as well, along with my dad's salvia. So what Mrs. Naked Gardener suggested is that we put that salvia in the centerpiece of our herb garden. I was going to do the rosemary because I love rosemary, because just cooking with it generally. That is a good point, putting that as a centerpiece for the herb garden. Now we just got to find out what ways that we can use the salvia for. I believe you can use it for tea, maybe to help with some anxieties. If anybody have ever used the salvia plant, please comment down below and let us know what possibly options that we can use the salvia for. We had our tomatoes into this bed previously, and we was growing some lettuce in here now, along with, we kept the basil there. I found out that Mrs. Naked Gardener started some more seeds of the Borghese tomato plant, and they do have their true leaves now. I'm going to possibly put them back into this bed. Our first frost isn't till around Thanksgiving time frame, I believe the 19th of November. So I think we might have some time to it. If not, oh well, what harm will it do if we transplant them into this bed right now? This bed right behind me, we had started some collards, but I'm not sure if some of the birds just saw these seedlings and was just picking at it, or if some of the roly-polies. So what I'm going to do is, luckily I grew a lot more collards this year, so I'm still going to be able to transplant them. So now all we have to do, that all of the seedlings are hardened off, we're going to start prepping these beds and transplanting them. What that tool does is give you some nice equal spacing. Do I recommend doing it for a home gardener? No. If you're into market gardening, I would suggest something similar to that tool, or the Finesse, the tool that we got from Sean from the Mindful Farmer. But what it does is give you some equal spacing, so that way you can plant mostly your market crops. I decided to use it for the collard greens for some great spacings. So now we got my little poker here. We'll set these holes up. Neighbor out here doing the lawnmower with no shirt on because he buff. Look at those, got some nice healthy roots. Now I got 2 in here. I think I'm gonna take that one out. A lot of these have 2. Normally I won't grow that many, but we did a video about that to show you how we start our collard greens. Definitely love me some collard greens. The trick with taking seedlings out is you want to make sure they're dry, otherwise it's going to be a huge mess. Which one of y'all think I should keep out of these? I'm gonna go with that one. Now that we got all the collards done, might plant some in between these, but definitely have to now get the irrigation hose back in here. Then we move on to the next bed. Talk about tragedy. I had my tray on top of this thing, and as I put it down, it just flipped over. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Oh man, some good lettuces in here too. I think I could save all of this. Not sure what I'm going to do here. I'm just kind of laying these out. I was trying to be like all cute and fancy, but you know what? It might not even turn out to be that way. When you have more seedlings in one cell, what you don't really want to pull it. What you want to do is just pinch it off and just remove it that way, so that way you don't harm the root structures of the plant that you're trying to save. So we just go like that, pinch it off, and we can plant. You don't have to really harden off your seedling starts. However, it will behoove you to do your hardening off of your seedlings, because it will strengthen them up a lot faster, and it will have them to have a thicker stem and healthier plant and less stressful at the same time. You can just transplant them straight into the ground, but you might stunt them. You might delay their growth with doing the hardening off way, whether you do it for the full 7 days or for the waiting for the overcast and doing for the 2 days. Either way, you're still going to have a good harvest. You just want to make sure you want to increase your harvest from that. I'm going to call this row here the salad bar row, because it has everything that you need to make yourself a salad. I could eat salad just about every day of the week, morning, noon, and night, even as a snack. I just love the crispiness of the lettuce. So I'm glad that fall is here, because I can grow lettuce. Now technically you can grow lettuce year round, especially in zone 8A where we are in Northeast Texas. You just have to harvest it quicker. These are actually heat tolerant, where they're slow to bolt. They're geared, or they're created more of the market gardener, so they can be mostly grown in the high tunnels and stuff like that. If you're into apartment gardening or small space gardening, these are a great asset for you to start to grow this fall. If you have a particular way how you harden off your seedlings, comment down below and let us know. I'm interested in learning some of the ways that other people harden off of their seedlings. This is the tomato bed. I'm gonna skip over these next two beds for the moment. I really want to get the tomato plants in here. With the other beds, I'm gonna have to pull some stuff out. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have enough time, or at least enough daylight to even do that. I don't have to use the tool to get the spacing out for the tomatoes. I already have the spacing out. I got them about 3 feet apart. I think she has some lettuce basil right here and some regular basil. I might split it and put the lettuce basil out in the front of it, and keep the regular basil right here for the time being. And for the lettuce that's in this bed, I think I'm going to keep that right there for the time being. Eventually, I'm not sure what I'm going to be planting in these beds. This is the first fall season where I haven't even did any type of design. I'm just going with the flow. All right, so I think y'all get the gist of about how to harden off your plants and when to transplant them. The next thing that you got to do after hardening them off and transplanting your seedlings into your garden is to water them. What I like to do is I like to water new transplants for up to 7 days straight, anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes a day. And what that does, it allows the roots to develop and go penetrate deeper into the soil. It makes that soil get saturated and moist, so that roots will be able to just continue to dig deeper and deeper. Now, even though it is fall where you won't have to water as much, the heat in our areas is about to die down. Come Wednesday, we should have a nice cooler front, and it's also going to be raining Wednesday and Thursday. Well, a chance of rain Wednesday and Thursday, so that's going to help out a lot. So we're going to go ahead and put the sprinkler on, and then just wrap it up. And then I got to figure out a plan for this fall garden. I'm just kind of, like I said, I'm kind of winging it. I really don't know how I'm going to plant different things. We have a lot of things growing right now, or sprouting up and started. Now we just got to figure out where we're going to go with the garden. Now, even though it is fall right now, it's good to know that you don't have to water as much. But like I said, we're going to do that for the first 7 days starting today. And then we're going to be figuring out what we're going to do with the rest of our garden, where we're going to be planting a few of those things. Now, if you like these types of gardening videos, make sure you give us a thumbs up. It really helps our channel. And if you're in the Zone 8 Northeast Texas area and still want to grow some collards, we did a video about that. We'll put that off to the side and also in the description down below. Until the next video, let's grow together.